I did this not terribly long ago, where I watched an old GDQ run of mine. That was my first GDQ appearance ever. Um, so I figured we can go back and watch my second GDQ appearance ever, which was a race against myself and Scout. Originally, this was supposed to be a solo run because Scout was running setup for this GDQ. This is SGDQ 2015. I think Scout was like fully in charge, like of like the entirety of the event, if I'm not mistaken, or at least like very high up as far as like organization and keeping things on track and stuff like that. So if I'm remembering correctly, Scout wasn't sure if he was going to be able to balance having a run or having run this, and was he doing anything else this GDQ? I don't think so. I don't think he had a run in originally. And then after the date of the schedule got posted, Scout's like, hey, if you don't mind, like, I wouldn't mind racing all bosses with you because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to, get a run in or not. And I was like, yeah, of course. Why not? So originally it was supposed to be a solo run, turned into a race. And it honestly ended up being one of the most fun, I think, experiences I've had at a GDQ with, like, actually being on the GDQ stage. I've had fun with my other runs, but, like, I guess I'll get into the run and explain why it was so fun. But in general, the run...
Wow, what are the loading times on this?
Oh, I guess to explain a little bit about the differences between... I wish I had a picture of the... I had a picture earlier. Hold up. Let me find the picture of the console. Yeah, we're both running on enhanced. This is the dark ages of Soten speedrunning, dude. Hold up. Let me find the picture. I looked it up not terribly long ago. God, I wish I saved the URL to that picture. It's gonna take a second because I have to scroll through Scout's tweets. Is there a way to search specific tweets from a specific person? I don't know how to search optimally on Twitter. I get a... Alright. So, for reference, I'm racing on my Xbox, which is an Xbox Slim. It's basically the optimal console for running Soten. And Scout's Xbox, he was borrowing one from a friend, and his this is what his looked like when he was racing me. So as you can see, it is an Xbox. You got your heat sink. This is the disc tray where it's supposed to be. I think that this is like the power. I think that's the power button. USB ports, as you can see, yep, perfectly normal. Some more ports in the back for USBs. No, this is the front USBs. These are the back HDMI. So this is the back of the console. This is the front of the console, I think. Either way, yeah. So that's I have a little bit of a advantage, I think, on load times, and you're gonna see here when we start the race. Mine loads in like a second faster, even though we started at the same time.
What are the loading times on this thing?
Yeah.
Okay, the Terminator is bad.
So he's running on the Terminator, so the fact that...
It's an Xbox, maybe?
It is an Xbox, maybe, yeah.
Theoretically.
It looks like the back because the exhaust manifold is attached to the back. Maybe.
Yeah,
but yeah, Scout over here, my baby self from 6 years ago, almost, over here. So this is like 2015, mid 2015, so same difference. This is a mid 2015 level play. As you can see, we're messing around in the prologue a lot. I went for like whip strats to kill Dracula when I would have just blade dashed him today, so neither of us are going to be very optimal either.
Now we get to play as Alucard.
So
now there's a huge glitch coming up involving keeping all of your extremely powerful equipment. Maybe you could break that down for us?
God, this explanation is so cringe. Actually, it wasn't that bad of an explanation. I'm just explaining reverse shift lines, but it's just hard to do it while you're playing the game. Yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, like, subscribe, all that stuff, because I always forget to do that for anything that isn't a Soten randomizer.
Scroll the screen on that frame, and it confuses the game, so you move over one.
I hit him with the... It confuses the game, dude.
And it just so
I'm like freaking out because I didn't expect to have to explain anything. I didn't expect that I was going to be doing commentary at all. So the fact that I was like explaining stuff and doing the run at the same time, I was a little worried about getting death skip. And once I got death skip, I loosened up a lot because at this point, like sub 8 is very free. I wasn't worried about like
Just kidding.
messing up my general movement. My general movement's like fine. For reference, it says it on the layout, but this is me on the left, Rom Scout's on the right. I have a decent size lead. Yo,
Steal
Dogwood,
men's
thanks for the sub,
souls
man.
and make them your slaves.
Anyway, in this one you actually use shield rod and owl card shield, which is.
But yeah, I have a decent sized lead, probably from general load times. I wonder how long this load time is going to take for the CD room. It seems about the same.
I'm like maybe one room ahead of Rom. That doesn't really matter in this game.
I'm just blaming loading times on everything. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I already got a strat for this.
But overall, the first like
coming up around
30, no, like 20-ish minutes of this run, I'm just vibing. I'm having a good time. We're just bantering about the game, talking about the game, having a good time. It was a very casual race for, at least for me, for the first like 20 minutes.
autopilot through the game. Nothing really too important going on. So
Yep, you've all been had. It's not a speed run.
Yep. I mean, I guess we never did explain shield dashing. It's pretty commonplace for anyone who's familiar with speedruns, but the reason we're backdashing so fast is we are canceling the slow ending part of the backdash animation.
Oh, I got double kill on that, didn't
You
I?
can just cancel that at any time with
Nice.
like, anything, so we just go back and forth.
I don't think I was doing the proper experience route here either.
shield dash or back dash.
Some parts of this race is gold. Yeah, this race is like legendary in a lot of ways.
It would be great if you could map the shield dash button,
that'd be
actually just hold it down and just does everything for you.
Right here, I'm grabbing a potion for a jump later on. It makes it a little more consistent. Potions give you invincibility frames in this game.
I love how like
The
Dacid
legendary
gets
book
fucking roasted here.
jump.
Could you tell me about that?
It's terrible.
Could you tell us about that, David?
Hey.
For reference, the year prior, Dacid Bro and Rom Scout raced all bosses, and
Yeah.
the book jump was
There
not
would be a lot
kind
of harm
to Dacid.
with their movement, basically locked with their movement.
Yeah, this couch is like
Since we have
insane.
invincibility, there's
We have
a lot of
freaking,
possibilities we have that
Satoryu,
don't really matter.
Mecha, and Dacid all on couch, and I guess Satoryu's not mic'd up, but myself and Rom Scout are also mic'd, so met Dacid shortly before lockdown. Dacid's super chill. I met him at CEO after this event, I think, not terribly long after. Very chill dude, yeah.
Completely wrecks Doppelganger. You'll see that coming up soon.
I also saw him at Genesis 4. He was playing
It is worth
in
mentioning
the Catherine tournament there, and I was cheering him on.
10 straight minutes. It's pretty exhausting.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, it's all right. Like,
Are we basically synced up again? Almost. I'm still slightly ahead this whole time, but again, this is the clock rush. It doesn't really matter.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, the meal ticket. I remember I get a fucking meal ticket drop.
Whatever.
If he had rare dropped a toadstool from that, he could have gone
then
from
this race would be over, but he might get the world record for the game.
forever.
We
I
got
might add.
breakfast set though, so you can do breakfast with Olarox race.
Oh, there we go. That's fun. So now Rom Scout's ahead of me because extra menus. 'cause-
No, you're just a faster shield dasher, so actually caught up already.
eh. But I still have to wait for the statue to open later because
Yeah.
extra menus. Whatever.
And I think the term.
I figured you would appreciate that, Neo. Yeah, we're doing a glitchless competition on my Discord, glitchless Soten.
And he's dead.
So
There he goes.
He's actually.
if you want to get in on it, Neo, go for it.
don't have-
It's just the time just has to be a new time submitted between today and the 15th.
When you're playing his owl card.
So it would require you to have to play the game. You can't just submit an
all
old
this,
PB.
Right here is leading up to us getting the wolf transformation ability.
Honestly, is there anything else that's really
Sequence break
can't record runs or anything? Dang.
to Orlox's quarter.
Rip.
All rocks.
All rocks. My dyslexic ass.
It's a thing. He's a
Good dude.
Yeah, dude.
Still messing up how to
Get
say
there,
all
You
rocks.
just want to go to Coliseum anyways, so he's not important. Not until later.
Yeah.
I don't think anything. It's probably just more banter and us chilling from here. I won't skip ahead.
If you have all the movement tricks, you'll go so much faster. It's better than just visiting them sequentially.
Can we submit multiple times? Yes. Obviously, like if you get a better time before the end of the 15th, then submit that. You know.
We're getting this garnet here for a glitch later on, known as shop glitch. We can use the fairy and have it talk to us and confuse the shop owner, let us steal all this stuff. It's really cool.
It's not like a super serious competition or anything like that. It's mostly just an excuse so that way people have a reason to, you know, try out the try out speedrunning glitchless and, you know, try something new.
That's always
Is
fun.
there anything you can use that for?
Nope.
I got Medusa shield once and I freaked out, then I realized it was useless.
It looks really cool.
Oh,
That's
it's
so
awesome.
sad.
It's such a cool item. It's like baby Alucard shield.
So based on how we played, I would be surprised.
Wow,
if
I
any of
messed up
us-
the wolf movement immediately.
Probably gonna be waiting.
I love how we're like frame for frame the same
One can get.
with like shield dashing speed and like movement and stuff like that.
Oh,
That
no,
doesn't
no.
usually happen.
Rom started once and then immediately fell behind wolf. Yeah.
The room right after the clock room, well, a couple rooms after, is like for some reason really hard for me to do right.
Yeah, this is a pre wolf jump setup. If this time is accurate, oh, this time is GDQ time, so it doesn't account for starting load. So
So the only reason that might have
that's still a
opened
pretty
sooner
slow
is
entrance
because
for
of
me.
my,
Obviously, I did an extra
pause
menu.
buffer for the neutron
I
bomb was
pause
a
buffered
little
the
quicker.
Oh, I also opened
the neutron bomb skip, but sub 8 clock rush nonetheless. Very free on Xbox.
Whatever.
Here, you can see that I'm actively killing all these skeletons, and I'm already behind. Just from doing killing those skeletons, I lost like almost a full second.
Time and, yeah.
It's so slow to kill those
Pausing during
skeletons.
Clock rush wastes real time.
I think I started some of my movement at the beginning as well, but
But in that case,
Yeah, I
Yeah, this is like
could have gotten world record and a different cat.
on the verge of like people realizing that like shield dashing doesn't really. I mean, people still have the misconception that shield dashing super fast is like optimal, when in reality it's more about consistency.
World record.
Obviously, Mateka friggin' blew us all out of the water with just like
So when we
very
land on the
consistent
ground, we actually
shield
stick our
dashing.
shield out and move
and got
forward
world
because
record with
that,
that,
lets
so.
us get into shield
But we still have
dash.
to remind people all the time that your actual speed of shield dashing
We
doesn't
might
matter.
say it, a few more times during the run.
wow, perfect sync.
Yeah, we were perfectly in sync for that first kill. So overall, we're like gaining and losing time on each other back and forth. So the race is very competitive up until we get bat. Once we get bat, you're gonna see like a big difference between myself and Rom Scout.
And they actually stand there for a certain amount of time for the cutscene, but if you skip it, they just stand there for so long.
Yeah, it's
I still remember to this day.
miss in
Just
programming.
Yeah, just an oversight.
How do you soul steal?
Well, technically, I could tell you the input, but
It's not correct according to the game.
If I get back into the rhythm of regular backdashing, it's pretty satisfying. But if you miss a
Hardest
beat, you
thing
feel.
about this game is just convincing the system you did the input right. Because you could be correct about the input, but if you do it too fast, the game won't understand it.
Yeah.
If you do it too
That's
slow,
not accurate, Dacid, but whatever, close enough.
Try again.
Yeah, I remember specifically once I grabbed Leap Stone.
So I did a
And I
super
missed-
big strat that
Yeah.
it's probably slower
I
than
missed a
most,
bat
but,
dash.
I
or sorry, a
think
bat
it's
kick
about many times and not
through
bad.
a loading trigger, I think it was. As soon as I missed that bat kick,
Jump kick,
I was like, oh shit, wait a minute. This is like a race, like a race, and I kind of want to win.
hit 'em, but you'll get knocked
And I
out.
got in my own head, like,
So
in my
we
mentality
figured
was
out
completely
why it
destroyed
is
for
that
like
much faster for me
the
to
majority
do
of the
it,
race. I mean, I kept
but
my
I guess we
composure,
can figure out
but
for us.
small mistakes definitely compounded on top of each other. This is my second GDQ run ever. So I'm making a lot of small mistakes everywhere, but like I don't even realize that it's like a race situation until like my brain doesn't catch up to the fact that we're like racing. Because we're having such a good time and just like chatting and stuff like that. I specifically remember grabbing the Leap Stone and like I become way more quiet afterwards because I'm just focusing on like executing and like I get in my own head pretty bad right there, like right about there.
To,
Nice barks.
I like to bark here. It's fun. I mean, there's nothing else to do.
But yeah, for the most part, like we're just keeping very even with each other. And then like I see, because our TVs are right next to each other, so I can see Rom Scout's like movement and how clean it is, and I'm like, ah, fuck.
Especially
And it was slightly discouraging, honestly.
Boost me.
But my mentality was weak back then.
with a boss.
So we actually bark here on purpose to time running forward right when the door opens.
You do that to time it? I just bark because it's fun.
Okay.
There, you can do a very specific
Nice okay from Romscout. Just okay.
I don't know what it's called, actually.
We don't have a name.
Not as bad as the first GDQ race. Yeah.
Where's my library?
Rom had rolled back. Yeah.
I'm hiding today, I don't know.
I, call
I did get a lot of drops.
I call it the super tricky gate.
No, I definitely. My level of play definitely increased very rapidly from
Second earlier into the gate. Now the
from that GDQ to here. I think I had any percent world record at this point, and I was working on all bosses because I wanted to get the all bosses record.
And then you have a tiny
And I
window to-
technically had the record.
Actually not
This
technically.
GDQ, Romscout set a new world record in the practice room, if I remember correctly, but it was a unrecorded.
It's forgiving.
He had people watching him do the run, so it was like verified by people, but it was unrecorded.
So you
Room
have to be very careful about
transitions,
that.
level ups, grabbing relics, anything that.
I think it was a new world record on the Terminator too.
With completely.
Yeah, in the Saturn version.
Was this before the Wolf? We just didn't. Yeah, the Twin Galaxy
Yeah, the
refs
Saturn version, you,
over
can
there,
make by-
present on
I
site.
think the PSP version, you can't even chain it, even if you wanted to. So.
No, actually you can.
can?
Apparently, it's just such a tiny window. No one would ever do
Oh.
it.
Also in the Japanese version, you can't do it either.
Was this the year the timer was slightly off? That was my glitchless run.
Actually, no.
Imagine having Terminator
you
world
can't
record.
even
Yep,
wing smash at all.
that bonk sucks. Yeah.
All right, so that little damage boost there saves a second over just flying up.
Bro, we're doing this damage boost in 2015. What's your excuse for not doing it?
Do Mana Prism, so if I had done the
Digon, what the fuck?
here,
Yes, this entire stream, this entire
Both hit this nice invisible wall.
reaction was just a ploy to
Start reloading, but
to roast you about your any percent run, Digon.
it preloads everything.
good video game.
Yeah, somewhere around here I start to
Route difference from any
realize,
everything's been
like,
90%
oh shit,
for getting
my
the
bat
leap
movement's
stone.
not
Now
good
we're getting
enough.
the leap stone. And
Yeah, so this is where we start.
I dropped that
getting
wing
more
smash
movement
too.
options, and
That
it
was part of the slow descent into
because
realizing I'm bad.
Start doing stuff like you'll see in the next room a bat kick. That, whoops, I just completely.
Oh yeah, Romscout misses that bat kick. Do I miss the bat kick on the way back? Is that what happens?
Dragon Blitz. Man.
No.
Okay.
Too
Good
many
job.
runs.
I think it was missing that wing smash earlier. I must have mixed up who missed the bat kick. But anyways, missing that wing smash really messed me up. You could see I never had a problem with this before. Zigzagging against like the ceiling here. I don't know why I'm so high up.
Is warp room. So you just go in there.
Like that's just, not fast at all. I'm pretty sure it wastes time doing zigzags there.
Yeah, so you start getting stuff like this. Well, eventually.
And you could see that Romscout
Crazy
had like,
information.
we were basically even up to this point. Romscout's gonna like slowly start pulling ahead like everywhere because his movement is just, with the bat specifically, is just way
The next
better than
glitch
me.
coming up is just taking abuse of the doorways.
This is pre-upper out of bounds, but
I'm not sure exactly.
horizontal
how
speed is the same, but it
but,
loses it because it
you
attaches to
can
the ceiling at the end.
convert
Okay, thank you.
into Putting you into the, or just standing.
Oh,
still.
Romscout messed up the setup here. Do I go for the
Or
pause?
try
I do
to
do the
room
pause
into
buffer
thinking
method.
You're in the next room already by doing backdash and.
Yeah,
jump at the
overall,
same
my
time, and then it just places you over there.
consistency with certain strats is still there. Like I went for pause buffering on certain strats, even though it was like considered not optimal. Yeah, this is cow skip route. My movement here was so bad. Romscout's wasn't great either, but like Romscout has better like backups in these
We'll just call
situations.
him Warlock.
I don't care.
Put it somewhere in the middle.
Oh, he teleported. Nice.
He teleported on me as well, which is annoying. I still have that issue to this day. Like I slowly creep up on him because I don't want him to teleport against me.
Here, actually.
Oh yeah.
The first castle in this run is pretty insane.
That is true. The first castle has like all the hard tricks and a lot of tough movement. The second castle is much more chill.
Is your bat okay?
Just having fun. Little quirks about this game.
Romscout drops a wing smash there. I get the downward wing smash, but I let go of the wing smash early for some reason.
$66
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, I remember another thing. Back in the when this was before this race happened, I was very close with a lot of the people that ran my local Melee. I guess at this point it would be Smash 4 and Melee, because Smash 4 would have been out by now. But like the people that ran the tournaments locally, I was friends with a lot of them, and they ended up pooling all the money for the weekly tournament that we did, which was the same day as this race. And they made the prize pool as a donation, which was really cool. They ended up not reading it, which kind of bummed me out when I found out about that later, that it wasn't read at all, I think. But it was still a very cool thing that they did.
Really well. You could also do it with the gravity jump as well. So
Yeah, this is like the bad setup for this skip. Oh, I didn't mind second try. Romscouts was first try, so that's another like, that's like 10 seconds
Luckily,
deviated
Softfolder
again.
had an amazing setup he made for it. That was always pause buffer it, so we're not just hopelessly.
That's a sock folder setup? Really?
and hoping we go through the floor.
I forgot. It's been such a long time since like
And
I
he
even
also
learned that
discovered
trick.
How to beat the game in like 5 minutes with memory corruption. So.
Yeah, Sockfolder did a lot for this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, sock folder did do a lot for this game. I need to re-remember all this shit that. Yeah, I just did the bat thing. Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yours was the untransformed near the bottom to set it up.
Okay.
So it was like a small
I think my game
optimization
is
on.
lagged. I don't think this version is supposed to do.
Oh,
that.
watch the lag here.
what?
What?
Hello?
Terminator strikes again.
I think
I
this
knew this
race
was-
That
is
level up
done.
took an extra like 3 seconds.
I knew this was a good choice.
Why am I skipping all the free item
What
checks?
compelled you to race?
That could have been a library card. Romscott skipped it. Wow,
Curiosity.
crazy. Oh, and I'm skipping Gold Ring. I'm throwing the race, dude.
I've never seen this version lag that bad.
I didn't know it was possible.
Yeah, that's insane. That amount of lag does not exist on the Xbox version. Like,
That should have been plenty. to
unless you're
say
playing
no.
on the Terminator, I guess.
I also like how I've gotten so many drops I actually don't know where anything is on my menu.
We're going for Scyllaskip here. Yeah, that's the old setup for Scyllaskip. There was a decent amount of lag there too, when Romscout did the transform jump.
I'm not really sure how that works.
Also, I did like
Basically,
a
you're getting
awkward ass setup back in the day with the full mist up.
Supposed to close, to start the boss fight.
For reference with this route though, this is me with about 6 months of experience on this route.
Right after she dies, you
I
can
had about
just
2
get there
years of running any percent
enough so that the doors aren't there, but
before I
come
did the
back out,
race at
and they're closed, you
AGDQ.
come back in,
For reference, I learned the route for all bosses at GDQ, mid boss and
Right.
Epically Epic. Shout outs to both of them, they're homies. They actually just taught me the route.
it's actually
Long-
possible soft lock in there too. If you
I don't know if Ben already knew the route at that point or not, but I was hanging out with Ben at that GDQ a lot
there's
too.
like a door at the bottom and it's
But
yeah. So if I had actually
yeah, they just taught me the route. So from there, I learned the route and then started doing like runs of it like after GDQ was over. Dude, I'm getting destroyed by these frogs.
Oh, frogs can get scary.
why did you leave a toad alive?
Griffin has some trauma with frogs.
We all do.
Yeah,
It's a thing in the Xbox version of the game.
Yeah, something bad really happened.
You the
to
homie?
Toad's hitbox.
What's up, Epic?
We have no idea why.
Sometimes it just.
Yeah, I think all things considered, having like
Moves off the sprite, so
a pretty like I don't want to say basic, but like a not amazing understanding of the route in general. I mean, back then nobody really optimized anything. Romscout had a lot of strats that were specific to him because he just had general understanding of the game that was much better than everybody else's as far as movement and stuff like that. Not going for catacomb skip. Yeah, dude. Romscout should have went for it.
Good luck, have fun.
He was already ahead. I think we knew about the skip back then too. I think Romscout showed it off to me at this GDQ at one point.
Rare dropping some items. Just like, what? Where's my important equipments?
Okay, he does that move.
Yeah, that's a move.
So I don't know if we went over the.
Yeah, I'm dropping wing smashes pretty regularly. I think I'm just inputting them in the middle of like screen transitions. I didn't count my wing smashes here, so my general lack of experience and like nervousness is definitely showing.
When they did a death skip, they were able to keep the original equipment, which is very overpowered, but they never expect you to be able to.
We didn't really plan for any of the commentary either. We just showed up too. So we're just now talking about Shield Rod spell, even though we've been using it throughout the entirety of the first castle and we're entering the second castle. That menu is trash, by the way.
Shields into one, in a way, and
I think I'd go for the double front slide here.
every
Romscout doesn't go for it, which is a shame. I hope I get the double front slide. Otherwise, this run is an absolute
You multi
shit show.
55,
Yeah.
You're doing a lot of damage. Traditionally, the shield rod is just overpowered because you would use it with the iron shield for a strong spell.
I don't even remember what my PB was back then. I think I was about a minute and a half, maybe a minute behind Romscout's PB.
Nice.
Oh,
First try, yeah, Richter skip. That's pretty good.
You know, first try Richter skip.
Yeah,
No problem.
Yeah,
Richter skip is still just as hard today as it is back then. This is before SRC. Yeah, this was back when everything was on CV speedruns.
He did one of them.
So
He picked one out of a hat, executed on it perfectly.
Yeah. I don't think there's really any explanation.
that is very jank movement by me, but it worked out.
Dragon Blitz.
I went for a very jank setup that did not work. That's because that setup's not real. And then I got it the second try, so that's not too bad. I went for a long transform animation. I think that might still be faster than doing the wolf
The scary part about this is if you
slide, maybe? I don't know. Maybe the wolf slide's still better there. So I did like the worst of both worlds.
Skip the cutscene while one smashing
They're
through.
actually like
It's hard to tell.
over the cutscene trigger. There's like 2 pixels of like right above.
I never understood Richter skip. So essentially what you're doing is you're squeezing the wolf's hitbox into the room while skipping the trigger that's supposed to tell
More about just optimizing
whether or not
one
you've
one
already
way to
defeated
get
Richter or
the
not,
bit,
basically.
but, for the most part,
That's like a
it's
very
really smart
bad
to do with all the
explanation of it, but
so if you have
also
any donations-
Romscout almost got hit by a freaking gold Medusa head there. That would have been hilarious. That's happened to me a lot in Glitchless, which is why I don't use that version of that movement.
Because it has wave dashing. And we received $30.
I didn't even pay attention. Was the wolf or bat? This is we did Wolf Richter skip. We did Wolf Richter skip at AGDQ 2015 as well. I think did Ben do bat version of Richter skip back then? Somebody did bat Richter skip, but everybody else did Wolf Richter skip. And I remember Epic.
And let's not forget, speedrunning.
No, I think Epic did Wolf and then switched to bat because he couldn't get the Wolf one to work. Epic literally learned the Wolf version of Richter skip the day before the race for AGDQ 2015.
The national anthem earlier brought a tear to
So
my eye.
it's not surprising that he had trouble
Thank
with
you
that.
for your service and your donation.
Also, Epic wasn't even supposed to be in the...
And we also
Yeah, something
received
like
a
that.
$100
You weren't even supposed to be in that race. You were like the last minute, like, fuck it, I'll join the race.
for gaming for the cause.
Back when you could just last minute show up for a race and people were like okay with it.
From Outlaw Nightmare. What is
I was
the
already
speed?
running this then, I guess, because I
It says
remember
flick that he
when it
flicks
switched to
his
Wolf.
wine glass
Yeah.
aside. A miserable little pile of glitches. But enough talk. Have at you. Kill those animals.
Making fun of EGQ for sucking at the all bosses route. Wait, what?
And we received $50 from DeShield66.
After
It says,
AGDQ
"Hey,
for
first
sucking
time watching live,
at the all
and I just
bosses,
had to
right?
donate during my favorite games, so keep on rocking those games and kill those animals.
When I was learning it? Oh, yeah.
So they're about to. Romscout's about
How
to
far
start,
behind am I? I haven't even been paying attention. Holy crap, dude.
same treatment as before.
Yeah,
Jesus, how did the
for the stopwatch, they just put it on both.
just movement alone, Romscout is absolutely destroying me. Like, we were pretty close up to Richter skip, but like, yeah, oh my god, that bonk was so bad.
In a room where the frogs and the rockmen get really dangerous. Hopefully
I saw Romscout was doing
Well, as long as you hit your
bat in his runs. Maybe the tech was older, but not everybody did it. Maybe, yeah, I think maybe not everything got adopted right away.
Like we mentioned, it kills your input, so you have to be ready to.
Yeah, Romscout was
basically start
extremely
input right before
proficient with general.
level
That
up.
was,
You have to
yeah, my
know
strats
your
are
level
bad.
up's gonna be, and then you're able
Yeah,
to
Romscout
correctly
is so much more
select and start
experienced.
enough
We did the
damage.
middle of the room bat fly up, which was bad.
Oh my god.
Wow.
the lag
Hello?
on the Terminator is incredible.
Damn.
It's like inconsistent too.
Yeah, like just look at Dragon Blitz's screen when he gets there. Like this is not gonna be a thing there.
I'm just impressed. I didn't know you could lag this game.
Well, certainly it looks like the PlayStation version when this is happening. Like that pretty much happens every boss fight in there.
Yeah, I mean, there was a little bit of, I mean, this game is kind of plagued with a lot of runners, like, kind of slow to adopting optimal strats if it doesn't save, like, a ton of time. Bug has a video of Breakless Wolf Skip from 2014. Yeah. Pretty sure people
minor
learned the run
optimization over
mostly
old
from doing
boss
bat, at least.
designs.
Yeah. Bat Richter Skip was considered easier for the longest time, so a lot of people still did Bat Richter Skip, even when Wolf was even, like, obviously faster. But people didn't realize how much faster the Wolf version was, so people were like, I'm already used to doing Bat Skip, so I'm going to do the Bat version of Richter Skip.
Just, I don't know.
But it saves, like, I don't know, like 6 seconds or some shit like that. It's like a lot of time saved to do the Wolf version.
Never thought of it like last year.
No, unfortunately, Maria is not a playable character on PSX. I still remember how to do the Bat Skip, yeah. I have to do it every once in a while for like meme runs and shit like that. You have to do it for low percent bat. Low percent bat does the bat version.
Like, just it's so oddly shaped that planning out how to.
Yeah, Rom Scout's still an entire boss fight ahead of me.
Yeah, we had to get really crazy.
Oh, I can't wait to see how many wing smashes I drop here. 1.
The one thing you never want to do is hit your head on the ceiling with
I'm guessing 2.
because that just completely stops you dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No way I'm not losing. Oh, I actually got my wing smash chain up. That's not too bad.
You can't do another input of any kind for 4 frames after you kind of like brush up against the ceiling.
I like fall onto him. Okay. Yeah, my overall execution definitely feels like not the best.
Has like what, 7,000?
A lot.
A lot of health.
He died in like 2 seconds, so shield rod's OP.
It's actually the hardest boss in the game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
casual.
playing casual.
Casually,
definitely.
yeah.
Okay, let's see how much lag we get on this boss.
You know, not too bad.
Oh my god, that was a frame for frame in sync level up. Did you guys see that? Okay, not actually frame for frame. Very close though.
Not yet. It's exploding now. Okay, it wasn't too bad.
Handles it like a champ.
Yeah, so some things that you can optimize are like not bonking here, like I just did. And,
It's kind of hard to watch, honestly.
Button, I swear.
Because this was like my transition from being like
But,
mediocre-ish
so, like,
Alucard player. All I did was do like any percent really and not really mess around with other categories or other games or anything like that. This is transitioning into like after this GDQ, I started to get a lot better at the game. Like I definitely got like a pretty big skill bump after AGDQ 2015, and I think if I just stuck with any percent, I could have done a lot more with any percent. But I am glad that I branched out and learned. I learned all bosses. I learned.
10 for his death.
Did I learn glitchless next, or did I do 0 bosses? I feel like I did 0 boss before I learned glitchless.
That front slide.
For whatever reason, 0 boss was like something I was super interested in learning.
Taught me that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I learned 0 bosses first, and then I learned glitchless, and then I wanted 0 bosses to get into GDQ, but glitchless got in first, so I had to relearn glitchless before that GDQ. I think it was like 2017.
Pretty much the same as the.
Still waiting for Konami to release the version of game, but Xbox stuff. Xbox load times, Saturn Maria, Underground Garden. I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. Yo, thanks for the host hooded ornament.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, skeleton waiting meme. I don't think Konami's doing anything with Soten.
Did any percent route up here.
Did you forget that you actually won the race?
I was like, no, it's only the end of the game.
What race? This race? I did not win this race.
So I use stopwatch here because
I'm very behind.
A little, and there would be movement RNG with me trying to like catch up to them otherwise.
Let's see. I definitely didn't win this race, dude. That's for sure. I'm like 2 bosses behind already. Like Rom Scout's bat movement was so much cleaner overall. Like I'm bonking everywhere. I'm dropping wing smashes. I'm doing suboptimal strats.
It's decent at least.
Yeah, I untransformed super late there for no reason. I struggled to get a gravity jump input.
Remind you guys about the Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow character choice mid war. Julius has opened up a.
Oh yeah, Rom Scout was doing Dawn of Sorrow this GDQ as well, huh? See, I thought I couldn't remember if he was doing Dawn of Sorrow.
What is this lag? Sorry.
Whatever.
Not getting trolled.
So if you do want to troll, you know, certain individuals, consider donating for Soma.
I've already had to go through so much with this console.
And now you'll have to go through so much.
Interesting movement by Rom Scout. Usually I go for a missed bet there, but interesting. Yeah, dude. Rom Scout was still definitely
$1 donation from Ed
by
here.
far the best
What a
at
horrible
like
game.
everything in this game back then.
I don't know if
Damn,
I
that was
got
such a quick
going
setup
forward.
too.
I think it's fine.
That's crazy.
Nope.
It wasn't fine.
What?
Wait, what?
There went world record right there. I don't know if I got that, but I'm going for it.
Oh, he didn't do the Talic setup. That would have worked if he did Talic setup.
It wasn't fine.
What? This game cheated.
Yeah, it was the
There went
subpixels.
world record right
Like
there.
actually subpixels. It didn't exist. Yeah, exactly.
Kidding, are you?
No, probably not. I,
Yeah, this is pre Talic
felt
setup.
like decent, but hello? Oh, I didn't brush up against the wall. There you
I
go.
don't- you-
Dragon Boys, happy birthday.
Yay.
Now the question has to be asked.
Oh my god.
Nope.
This is like so awkward.
There's a lot of time.
In my heart, I've already
Slipping through
lost.
your fingers.
There we
What
go.
was the he messed up so much and I'm still so far behind. What was his time beforehand? He was at like 30
Unless it lags here.
something.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Hey, you did the good strat. Yeah, I think yeah, I did the good strat back then. I was able to execute it, so that's good. Because that's definitely not free for myself back then. I definitely messed that up a lot back then.
Not today.
So I'm glad I hit that at least.
Yeah, that skip's really weird because like
Let's see if Relic Skip or yeah, if Relic Skip is a pain in the ass for me for this GDQ as well.
pushed him down into the next room, then he turned into
The menu
a-
wasn't too bad.
actually wing smashing, but it was going
Yeah, I
so
gave myself
fast.
some extra room there. That's
Right
good.
for him.
Nice. So I guess I would have played all bosses at this point and had done the research if that existed. Yeah.
Yeah, he's wing smashing right there.
Yeah, we
But
didn't
slow
really.
as
This is
mess
probably
with it
early
the first
in
time, but actually brushing up against the wall
research,
before the death
if
skip
I had to
and brushing
guess,
against the
because we
wall
still
before
didn't
the
have
pixels
your.
so you can actually do the skip.
I didn't adopt your setup for the floor clip into caverns for a while though, so it's possible that you already came up with that setup as well. But again, a lot of people were slow to adopt a lot of your optimizations. I forgot to re-menu or re-equip the.
Nice hard refresh.
Yeah. It's muscle memory to just mash X
Yeah.
after everything because you want to mana.
Yeah, you don't re-equip the mana prism. I don't know what I'm talking about. Whatever. Y'all are difficult to convince. I feel like we were much more stubborn back then compared to where we are now. I think at least at the top level. I don't know. I'm very much more open to new optimizations and new tech, so long as it's within reason. Obviously, like breakless, I might go for breakless if I ever go back to all bosses though, because it saves quite a bit more time in all bosses than it would in.
This run's always fun. It's way more fun than 80%, I think.
Oh yeah, 80%'s dead.
I guess all things considered, I wasn't that far behind. It felt like I was very far behind. Rom Scout gave me a bunch of time though to catch up, so
There it is.
being within a minute's not too bad.
Oh, yeah.
So I win.
Wow, he did just take the lead after the timer. If you want
What's next, Disney World? Yeah. See, easy win. Whatever, dude.